Good morning and happy birthday to you, even if it's not your real birthday. I haven't done a live for ages. Obviously I'm not really live, this is a recorded video, but there's a reason for that. Anyway, happy birthday to you, even if it's not a real birthday, because every day is the first day of the rest of your life. So welcome to the rest of your life. I hope you're having an amazing day. I am here in Budapest at the moment. Just run 2 kilometers around this park. It's actually 1.2 miles. I'm not sure if that is actually 2 kilometers or not, but anyway, there's this running path, as you can see here, red grass, kind of like spongy track that goes all the way around this this beautiful park here. So you're running in nature, which is obviously fantastic and exactly the sort of thing I would love to have at home. So as I've been running around it, I'm thinking to myself, I need to find a way of making sure one of these things exists at home in Cirencester and Cheltenham, ideally. Anyway, so I thought I'd do a live today. Well, it's not a live, obviously, as I said. And one of the reasons it's not live is because I ran out of data. I didn't realise I had a 14 gigabyte data limit in Europe. And so I was just using my phone like I would normally at home and not worrying about it out and about, doing lives and watching YouTube videos and things. And I ran out of data. And I've still got a whole week left because it's this time next week, 10 o'clock. About this time next week I'll be landing back in Bristol. Next Saturday, 29th. Anyway, so I thought I'd do a little video because I've actually got up and gone out for a run in the morning, which I haven't done for quite some time. And I realised, I'm not sure when it was, sometime over the last couple of days, the switch clicked in my head that it's just a choice. I think it's probably because I was saying to people, because when I was ill a couple of days ago, and I was saying to people, it's just a choice as to how you feel about life. And I suddenly realised, and I think it was something somebody else said, I'm not quite sure exactly when it happened, but I suddenly realised that whilst I say to people it's a choice about how you feel about your life and how you feel about the events going on in your life, and I use the quote, the problem is not the problem is your reaction to the problem. And that's of course when things have happened to you, that's reacting to a problem. And what I hadn't realised is that my morning routine is not so much a problem that's happening to me, it's a choice that I'm making about not doing it. And that's having a knock-on effect on the rest of my life. I just hadn't realised it because I hadn't really thought of it as an external event. I hadn't really thought of it as something happening to me. I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, I'm just choosing not to get up in the mornings. And actually there's a really good quote that somebody said to me a long time ago, which was, I think it's, I forget his name, a very famous personal development person, network marketing guy, who basically just said, that thing that you're choosing not to do, it's very easy to do, but it's also very easy not to do. And that's the difference. So that thing that you want to do in your life, it's very easy to do, but it's also very easy not to do, and therein lies the problem. So for example, saying no to eating a big bar of chocolate, like a giant bar of chocolate. You normally get sort of this size bar of chocolates. So your choice to say, oh, it's only one bar, I'm feeling bad today, I deserve this one bar of chocolate. And then not recognising the fact that 3 days later you're doing the same thing and you're saying, oh, it's only one bar, it's not too bad, it's only one off, I'm feeling bad today, it's just this one bar. And then 3 days later you're doing the same thing, one bar, and then you realise that you've eaten 3 of these big, I'm not quite sure how big they are actually. I was going to say 1 kilogram, it's definitely not 1 kilogram, bar of chocolate, maybe sort of 300 grams or 400 grams, something like that. And then you realise you've actually eaten 3 of those in a week, and then you go, crikey, that then builds up to being a big problem. And that's a fairly obvious one. I mean, I'm being extreme a little bit there. I mean, you could almost do that every day. I'm beating a big, well, in fact, you could even go it to the point where you're saying it's just 1 Mars bar. It's a fairly universal chocolate bar, I think, isn't it? Anyway, whatever. Pick your favourite chocolate bar, whatever your favourite chocolate bar is. Just say, oh, it's just 1 chocolate bar, I'm having this one day today. And then tomorrow, imagine you saying to yourself, oh, it's only 1 chocolate bar I'm having today. And then imagine the next day you're saying, it's only 1 chocolate bar. And then the next day you're saying, oh, it's only 1 chocolate bar. And then you've eaten 7 chocolate bars in 1 week. And is that really very good for you? Possibly not. Probably not. Honestly, only you can tell, because it depends on what else is going on in your life, obviously. Because if you're out here running 10 miles a day, then 1 chocolate bar a day is not going to be a real problem. But if you're sedentary and you're sitting at home every day, then one chocolate bar is going to be a bit of an issue, isn't it? Calorie deficit, calorie intake, calorie outgoings, and so forth. That's the key thing there. And so I'd realised that my morning routine, which I basically stopped around sort of December of last year, so we're coming up to almost a year since I stopped doing my morning routine, and I realised that it's had a detrimental effect on my productivity during the day, my feelings throughout the day. It's taking me longer to get going during the day. I kind of just meander through the morning every morning, and I don't really get a lot done. And then I start trying to get stuff done in the afternoon, and by that time I'm tired, and I'm not really very effective and focused. And I start thinking to myself, well, I'll go to bed and I'll start again tomorrow. And then that has become a routine over the last 12 months. And I realised that's not a good thing for me. And so this week I thought to myself, do you know what? And I went to bed last night and I thought, well, I've got this lovely park, and I'm leaving here. My hotel is just leave it that way a little bit. Actually, it's half a mile from here. So I sort of walked and ran to here, knowing that I wanted to run around this, and I wasn't quite sure how far this thing was and how exhausted I'd be running around it. I had to stop like 3 times, I think, in the end. The funny thing is I stopped just at the bottom of that hill over there, not realising that the end was just a few yards away. If I'd looked at my phone, I would have known exactly how far away it was. But I thought to myself, right, well, I'm only actually here today, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and so if I'm going to run around this block, which I was going to do all week, every morning this week, and I just kind of went no, and of course I was ill, so it didn't happen. I better get out and do it today. Now I probably won't do it tomorrow. It depends on my friend Gabriella, because apparently we're going out for a hike, and we might be going early in the morning. So not early in the morning, but sort of 9 o'clock-ish. So going out for a 2-mile run before then going out on a hike where I don't know how far I'm going to be hiking might not be a clever idea, especially since I'm not particularly fit at the moment. But I will go Monday morning when I'll be checking out of this place and then travelling across the other side of town to check into my new Airbnb. But I realised I needed to do it, and so I kind of set in my mind, I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and I'm going to go on this run, and it doesn't really matter how bad I'm feeling, I'm just going to crack on and do it. And then when I got up this morning and I kind of did it, and I did my little stretching exercises that I haven't done for ages as well, I realised that actually I started to feel good, and I watched an Alex Hormozi video in being interviewed by Evan Carmichael. So again, that's something I used to do in my routine. And I think what had happened is my morning routine had become such a big block of time that I kind of I started to resent the amount of effort it was taking to do it. And I was struggling to get back into the idea of doing this thing after Christmas last year. And what I've just realised this morning is that you could do a shortened version of that and still get much of the same effects out of it. So just doing the stretching routine, just watching the positive videos, not watching negative stuff, and going out get out into nature a little bit. Could be a walk, could be a run, whatever, and then get back and get on with your day. Now it is admittedly 10:30 now, so it's still a little bit late in the day. But the point is that I am now feeling the positive effects of this feeling, and I need to recognise that this feeling right now, the positive effects of this feeling, and not the negative effects of the feeling before I got up. So before I got up, it was like, oh, it's nice and warm and cozy in bed, and I don't really want to get up and do all the effort, and I'm just going to sit here and do some stuff in bed. And then you have this sort of morose kind of feeling that happens throughout the day. Whereas I now got up and I got refreshed, I've got some air in my lungs, I'm feeling a little bit more bubbly, my endorphins are up, and I'm feeling sort of like more positive towards the day. I'm feeling like I want to get some stuff done today, which is not regularly the case at this sort of time in the morning. And so I just wanted to see and record this video, this little 10-minute video, which will be on YouTube now because I am recording it. So, and this might become a new routine rather than doing it live. I always used to love doing it live because I get interactive with people. The problem, of course, then is I get distracted by the interactivity as well, and I struggle to keep it as a short video. And I do also want to post some of these things onto YouTube. So I'm still trying to figure out how to tie everything together. But I've got a free Facebook group now, which I'm quite happy with, and I'm quite happy to do the challenges I'm going to do every month in there, which is going to be a little taster for my paid group. But I've now decided that the paid group that I'm going to have is just going to be £29 a month. It's going to be, well, £1 a day, or $1 a day if you like, depending on where you are in the country. Basically the same thing, and it is going to be pretty much my full program as a group program though. And then there's going to be a one-to-one addition to that, one-to-one upgrade from that, and it's all going to happen in the same group. So you're going to be in the same group, you're going to be one-to-one, but then you're going to have one-to-one sessions with me, so I can actually pick apart these specific things that are happening in your life that you need help with, and so that's how that's going to work. But my main thing is going to be this group program thing, and I want to try and get 1,000 people in there, for example. It'd be great. And I don't, the numbers are not relevant. The point is I want to help people. I want to help people to understand how they can have a better relationship with themselves and with the people around them. I want them to learn to love their life no matter what's going on in their life, no matter what stage of life you're in, no matter what's happening inside your life. I want you to feel like you're loving your life. So if you're ever feeling like you're not loving life, and that there's too many days that are feeling down and miserable and not happy, and maybe if you're specifically if you're hiding that from the world, you're trying to not let the world know how negative you're feeling. I've just been listening to Joe Dispenza's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and I've realized that his whole book is basically the same thing that I'm teaching people. It's my philosophy anyway. So it's interesting listening to his book. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, this is all my feelings and philosophies and so forth. Which is interesting that he's obviously got the same thing. And basically he's coming from the same place, because he's all about the neuroscience. It's about helping you to rewire your brain, just figure out how to get this brain working positively for you instead of negatively against you. Because it is wired to work negatively, to keep you safe and comfortable and out of danger and so forth. But these days we don't really have those kinds of dangers that we used to have in the caveman days, where you had to keep yourself safe from all the dangers around you. And these days there really isn't that many dangers around us. So we have a tendency to look for negativity where there isn't actually any negativity. And that's obviously a big danger for us, and it's not healthy for our mental health, which is why we have so much mental health problems at the moment. Everybody looking for danger when there isn't any danger. That's the problem. Because our brains are wired to look for danger, it's like, well, there isn't enough danger, there must be something around here, let's try and find some danger to worry about. That's what our brains are designed to do. But we can rewire that. We can take control of that process, and we can rewire our brains for positivity, to recognize that what we can do instead is look for all the good stuff in our lives. And that's one of the things we really core focus on in the group, is looking for the good stuff in your life, which is why in the challenge I have people go out and look for things that are shaped like hearts. And by the way, if you're watching this, find something in your life today. One little challenge for you today: go and find something in nature that's shaped a little bit like a heart, take a photograph of it, or post it on your profile and tag me in it. Can't think of anything else. I can just see one over there, but I can just see somebody's about to walk past me, so I'm not going to wait for you to walk past. There you go. Leaves are a very good example of this, because there you go, there is a heart-shaped leaf, very big right ventricle and a slightly smaller left ventricle, I think. It's actually how it's supposed to work anyway. It's kind of more like a real shaped heart than anything. So as you can see, all these Budapesti people running past me, all these like joggers, a whole group of joggers are coming up over here. So they'll be coming past in a minute, and I will end as soon as these group of joggers have run past me, because they're all saying hello to me, which is lovely. So that's very interesting. So that's the idea, is to recognize that you are in control. You have control of your life, and you can do whatever you want in your life, and you can take control of those feelings in your life. And if you want me to help you do that, then come and join my paid group. It's just £1 a day or $1 a day, depending on where you're coming from. And if you can't afford that for whatever reason, then I have my free group as well. Find Your Fire Community. If you're on Facebook, just go to Find Your Fire Community, search for it and join the group. It's free, and we will be doing a challenge at the first-ish week of every month. I haven't quite worked out the exact schedule yet, because November starts like next Monday. So it'll be the week after that. So it'll be, no, not next Monday, a week on Monday. Anyway, so it'll be the second week in November. Probably be the first week in December though, in preparation for Christmas, and then probably the second week in January, because obviously first week in January is just after New Year, so that won't work. And that'll be a little taster. But ideally you want to come into the paid group so that you get regular, constant feedback, help, support, and there'll be group Zoom sessions which will be broadcast into Facebook. There'll be a WhatsApp group as well for those people in the paid group. And you also get, when I do my Saturday morning, well, but this is an example maybe of my Saturday morning mindfulness walks in nature that I will be doing in future as well, and you get to go to those free, especially if you're in my paid group. And you'll get a discount code if you come to my weekly event in the free group as well, because there's going to be what I call a tribe event, what I call a tribe event, what my business coach Cordelia calls a tribe event, which will be happening in my free group. So I know I've waffled on a little bit. I do like a bit of a waffle, and that's been a 15-minute video in the end.